Today I'm going to share a trait that I would like to work on personally. So in the first speech I talked about my fear of public speaking, and in this speech I'll talk about how I've struggled with procrastination in the past. So for me, like I'm sure a lot of you, procrastination has been something I've done for pretty much my entire life. I was the classic kid that kind of took pride in my ability to procrastinate and be able to not start studying until the night before the test, not start on a paper until the night before it was due, and still be able to, get by and have pretty decent grades and do all right. So I never really had too many issues where procrastination really affected my life too much. Sometimes I'd have to go a couple of weeks without contacts because I wouldn't renew the contact deal. So that was kind of brutal. But for the most part, not too bad until this winter. So last summer, I decided I needed a new car. I was getting to a point where I was in a time in my life where I could afford a new car. This car was getting kind of old. I'd had it for like 6-7 years. There was a clicking noise in the engine. I knew it could be gone at any moment. So I made that decision in July. By October, I still had my car. At that point was the first time it broke down. Between October and February, it broke down about 5 times. Probably put about $1,000 into it. There goes all the value that I was going to get from the car. But in reality, I'd never bought my own car before. I didn't know how to go out and get my own car loan, and I didn't know how to sell my own car. So I was just pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off. Every time I was fixed, I was like, sweet, just bought myself another 5 months. This is awesome. So the final straw of when I knew I had to get rid of my car. So I came home from a week-long vacation, and it seemed like every single week for this winter, we had gotten 12 inches of snow that week while I was gone. It got below freezing, or it got below 0 during that week, so I thought there was no way that it was going to start. Started up like a charm. It was awesome. So I ended up cleaning off the car, going to the gym, and I realized that the air didn't work. I was like, God, this is another thing. So I bring it in. The blower motor was completely shot, needed a brand new one, another $300 down the drain. So I'm like, by Wednesday, when I get my car back, I'm getting a new car. So then comes Friday, still didn't look into anything. But I go home for lunch, and I really want to set this scene for you guys. So here's a picture of my apartment building. Right here, I live on the 2nd floor. So there's my living room, there's my kitchen window. There's a door back here. It's a glass door that goes in and out of the building. And my car was parked right about there. So during the winter, I would leave the key for my ignition in my car in this little compartment in the front. So I'd have my key fob, I would have my apartment keys, work keys, everything that I needed to go on with life with me, but I would just leave that key there. That way in the morning I could start it, warm it up, so it's all nice and toasty when I get in it to go to work. So I was home for lunch, and I was in my kitchen, I recall, and this is the middle of the day, mind you, and I remember I unlocked my door, my car door, put on my shoes, locked my apartment door, was walking down the stairs, and I see the tail end of my car out that window, and I'm like, dang, I didn't know anybody else had the same car as me in this. So I walk out the door, and my car is right there at the stop sign, and the license plate is staring right back at me. And I'm like, oh, that's my car. How's it moving? I'm like, I'm not driving it. I'm like, somebody stole my car. So I sprint to the sidewalk. The car's already long gone. And I'm like, I get to the sidewalk, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to just keep running. My neighbors are going to think I'm an idiot. Call the cops, filed a police report. When all was said and done, it was towed by Pulver Towing. The people who took it to another apartment. And my back 2 wheels were gone, my golf clubs were gone, my brand new workout shoes, all my workout clothes, everything in the car was gone. So I just sold it to the tow guy for $450. I'm like, you keep it. And within a week I had a new car and everything. I was like, God, that was so easy. Why did I do that? That went so long. So at that moment I was like, this all comes down to my procrastination. And of course, I procrastinated looking up about procrastination until I had to do a speech. So I decided to take a look around and learn more about procrastination. That usually helps me be able to figure out ways to combat what I've had issues with. And I came across a TED Talk by Tim Urban. And in this talk, he had some pictures of some brains of a non-procrastinator and a procrastinator. Now, these are pretty scientific. You kind of need a background in medical issues in order to really see the differences, but you guys are smart people, so I'm going to wing it. See if you guys can notice it. So here's a brain of a non-procrastinator. So this person, as you can see, they are looking long term. So this person can see the beach at the end of this, sailing trip. They can see the sand, the palm trees, the blue water, the sun, everything. They know it might take them a couple days to get there, but when they get there, it's going to be awesome. And now let's see if you can notice the difference between this and the procrastinator's brain. So there you've got the instant gratification monkey. This guy has the same purpose. They want to get to that long-term goal, and they know what it takes to get there, but they've got this little friend sitting next to them. So this portrait reminded me of Tuesday night. Monday, after doing nothing for this presentation, I had told myself that Tuesday I was going to get it all done. I was going to at least write an outline, get started on it. And then Tuesday night came after work, and I had the little instant gratification monkey in my head saying, God, you know what? You woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. You worked out. You went to work all day. You should probably watch New Girl on Netflix for the 7th time. I was like, you better believe that's what I'm doing. So I went with that. And one thing that I think this drawing shows me, it helps me think about when I feel these things coming into my head, then I know I have to do something different. I can just think of it as just this little monkey in my head and try to push that aside and think about how I want to do something that'll help me reach my future goals versus what's going to give me that instant gratification. So I hope this helps you guys out, and maybe you can visualize this the next time you feel yourselves procrastinating. And I appreciate the time this morning. Thanks.